Du Sujong slowly reached out her hand, but just as they were about to touch, she quickly pulled it back. She made an excuse. My hands are too sweaty, so no. Du Sujong knew she had to stop here. After playing a ton of games at the amusement park, Du Sujong had lost all track of time. In the end, after watching the fireworks, she and Cha Seung-hyun were frantically running, about to miss the last bus. Cha Seung-hyun comforted her. It's okay. If we miss the bus, we can just take the subway or a taxi, Du Sujong explained. At this time of night, the subway will take way too long, and a taxi is expensive. In her head, her thoughts were running a mile a minute. Who knows what might happen if I stay out this late with him? It's too late. Both the subway and a taxi are bad options. That's why I have to make this last bus. Du Sujong changed the subject. Anyway, why were you just staring at your phone during the fireworks? Cha Seung-hyun hesitated slightly. It was just too bright. But hey, Du Sujong. Cha Seung-hyun suddenly dropped a bombshell. Isn't that the last bus that just pulled up? Du Sujong saw it too and froze. We're done for. She quickly calculated in her head. There's no way we can run that far in time. Seeing her standing there silently, Cha Seung-hyun asked, do you really want to catch it? Then run. With that, Cha Seung-hyun bolted. It hasn't departed yet. We can still make it. Du Sujong snapped out of it. Hey, wait up! Then, for some reason, she also started sprinting forward. Damn it, Du Sujong complained while running. Hey, your legs are twice as long as mine. Cha Seung-hyun tilted his head slightly to encourage her. You're keeping up just fine, Du Sujong. Look at the sky. Cha Seung-hyun said leisurely as he ran. Du Sujong, listening to him, was a bit surprised. This is just like that other day. Just like the time she ran from the party, Cha Seung-hyun, who was ahead of her, asked the very same question from that day. Running like this feels great, doesn't it? As Du Sujong looked at the path they were running along, she realized he was even adjusting his pace to match hers. But for some reason, this time felt completely different from the last. I couldn't help but wonder what his face looked like while he was focused on running. Wondering what he looked like, Du Sujong tilted her head slightly to look at Cha Seung-hyun. She watched his expression, seeing her own reflection in his vivid blue eyes, but under Cha Seung-hyun's intense gaze. Before long, Du Sujong found herself blushing. She avoided his gaze, suddenly reached out to tug on his sleeve, and began to speak. I'm afraid I'll miss it. The story revolves around the ambiguous relationship between an introverted and reclusive girl, nicknamed the Hollow Robot, Du Sujong, and a charmingly unpredictable sly fox, Cha Seung-hyun, who's known as the hotshot of the Maritime Studies Department. On a day that Du Sujong thought was just like any other, a strange new creature named Cha Seung-hyun appeared and barged into her life unannounced, kicking off an addictive push and pull romance where the more sincere one of them becomes, the steeper the price they have to pay for their relationship. The dynamic between Cha Seung-hyun and Du Sujong is predicted to be an explosive battle of equals, a true dopamine rush. With two towering egos, who will be the first to yield for the other? It really pulls us, the viewers, right into the story. The story opens with a male student impatiently running a hand through his hair, saying, I used to want to date you? Pfft, since when? Hearing this, the soda can in the female student's hand drops. Her face is a mask of disbelief. What? It all began a few weeks ago. On the day Du Sujong went on a group blind date at a bookstore. After browsing for a while, a book caught her attention. Oh, a yacht. As she reached out her hand to take it, another, larger hand reached out at the same time. A surprised Du Sujong turned her head and suddenly heard a female student's voice. Hey, excuse me, sorry, but can I get your number? The female student asked, holding out her phone, shyly asking the male student beside her. Without a word, the male student quickly gave the girl his number. The girl happily said, I noticed you earlier, you're really handsome, thanks, I'll be in touch. Du Sujong just stood there watching. Hearing what the other girl said, she also glanced curiously at the male student. She was quite surprised. Oh, he really is handsome. Du Sujong quickly walked away. But then she heard another voice. Excuse me, do you have a girlfriend? If not, can I get your number? Du Sujong turned her head to steal a glance. Again? After getting his number, the two girls left, whispering excitedly, Oh my god, he actually gave it to me. Du Sujong glanced at them, thinking to herself, he'd probably give his number to any girl who asks. Just then, her phone rang. Du Sujong answered, Hello? The person on the other end reminded her, Sujong, you didn't forget about the group date today, did you? Du Sujong sighed, I already said I'd go for you. Well, you still have to go, the person said, a bit sheepishly. Haha, sorry. But hey, you never know, you might meet someone you like. Du Sujong stated bluntly, I'd rather be rich and unemployed than be in a relationship. Then I'd travel the world alone on my own private yacht. That sounds way more fun. Besides, with these kinds of group dates, everyone's intentions are painfully obvious. It just turns me off. Everyone's just trying to hook up or something. The person on the other end burst out laughing. Haha, you know all that and you're still going, right? After a pause, the person added, but, Sujong, you know, romance, no, love. It starts the moment you pretend not to see things, when you intentionally turn a blind eye. At Jeonseo University, a prestigious school near the sea, Du Sujong voluntarily leads a reclusive life, But she isn't the timid type. She's not so timid that she can't speak her mind. To be more precise, she's the type of person who doesn't really care much about others, so she pays no mind to their stares. While she has some trouble with socializing, she's like an introverted cat, preferring to be alone over the inconvenience of being with others. She is the one and only best friend of Yu Haiji, and this friend often thinks of Du Sujong as an unbeatable loner, wondering if, being this way, she could ever fall for someone. Despite her worries about putting her friend in this situation, Yu Haiji believed that it would probably be okay. That evening, at a pub, the atmosphere inside was incredibly lively. Everyone was laughing and chatting away, and though Du Sujong isn't great with social interactions, she was at least trying. A male student struck up a conversation with her. What do you usually do when you're alone? Du Sujong pretended to ponder, let's see. But inwardly, she was screaming, please just let me go home. However, everyone looking at her thought, wow, you can tell she's a creative writing major. At that moment, Du Sujong spoke up. Sometimes I watch movies and clean my house. When I have free time, I take a walk or go to the library. Inwardly, she thought, being so conscious of what others think and awkwardly trying to figure out what to do makes being alone so much more comfortable. Although everyone was a bit speechless at her answer, the male student who asked the question deftly replied, sounds like you really know how to live well on your own, huh? Seeing his expression, Du Sujong wondered, was I too blunt? Thinking so, she awkwardly added, no, being with other people is fine too. After that, the conversation continued. A female student asked, is the last person still not here? A male student replied, oh, I heard he's close by. No sooner had he said that than the chair next to him was pulled out. A lazy voice drawled, sorry I'm late, everyone. Du Sujong's eyes widened. Huh? She stared in surprise. It was the guy she'd just seen at the bookstore, the one who gave out his number so freely. Cha Seung-hyun quickly sat down and asked, we're all the same age, right? A female student answered, yeah. So we decided to just talk comfortably. Du Sujong, sitting nearby and sipping her drink, marveled to herself. They're so good at getting along with the opposite sex. Cha Seung-hyun then asked, what were you all talking about? A female student suddenly pulled Du Sujong closer and said with a laugh, we were just talking about how Sujong has fun even on her own. Ha ha ha. And she even had to explain that she likes being with other people too. It was so cute. Ha ha. Cha Seung-hyun laughed along. Ha ha. Is that right? Du Sujong pursed her lips. She was the type who wasn't immune to comments like that. What's so cute about that? Everyone here is so good at saying cringy things without batting an eye. Then again, I guess this is the kind of place for cheesy lines. It is a group blind date, after all. But even so, I can't get used to people being so obvious with their intentions. Her eyes scanned the room as she started sizing everyone up. You can tell just by looking. That guy is getting antsy, and he's dying to play some rated drinking games. That other guy is trying way too hard to be charming. You can tell he's forcing it. It'd be less cringy if they just acted naturally. Just then, her gaze fell on Cha Seung-hyun, who was insisting, I'm serious though. As he laughed and looked up, his eyes met Du Sujong's for a brief moment, startling her slightly. Just then, a male student stood up and announced excitedly, drinking games in 10 minutes. Du Sujong immediately looked away. She knew this was coming. This guy must be possessed by his thirst for drinking games, she thought. She sat there in a daze, her face blank while her stomach churned. I really want to go home. At the same time, a male student who had been glancing at her while drinking suddenly leaned in and whispered, hey Sujong, want to go out for some ice cream with me? Du Sujong was a bit surprised, but she quickly stood up and agreed. Yeah, just at that moment, something cold touched the back of her hand, making her eyes fly open. Don't go, Cha Seung-hyun said. We already have ice cream right here. Even if it's a little melted. Du Sujong froze, inwardly displeased. This guy isn't a good match for me either. Does he think I don't see through this kind of lame move? I was planning to use the ice cream excuse to make my escape. Cha Seung-hyun said innocently, the waitress gave us this extra serving earlier. The guy who'd just been thwarted was clearly not pleased. He said pointedly to Cha Seung-hyun, I guess handsome guys like you are just used to getting your way. Du Sujong stared as the two of them traded barbs. Then, she lowered her head and touched the spot on her hand where the ice cream had been. It's cold. She wondered why she wanted to go home so badly. After that, they went ahead with the drinking game as planned. As it turned out, Du Sujong kept losing and had to drink a lot. After having quite a bit to drink, she started feeling a little woozy. The other girls asked, Sujong, are you okay? We've never seen anyone lose that many times in a row. We're going to get some ice cream. Want to come along to sober up? The guys already went outside to smoke. Du Sujong went limp and slumped onto the table. No, I'll stay here. You all go ahead, one of the girls replied. Okay, we're gonna play another round when we get back. So don't go home yet, okay? After they left, Du Sujong lifted her head, a plan forming in her mind. Maybe this is my chance to slip out and go home. Thinking this, she sat up slightly and glanced around. Looks like everyone else left. But then she suddenly spotted Cha Seung-hyun, sitting there on his phone. He wasn't far away. Du Sujong was bewildered. Why does he always appear right when I'm about to leave? Seriously, the worst timing. Wanting to subtly shoo him away, she asked, you don't smoke? Cha Seung-hyun's eyes remained glued to his phone, his thumb swiping quickly across the screen. as he replied nonchalantly, "Yeah, I don't like to smoke. It's bad for your health." Then he suddenly looked up and went on, "To be honest, I don't think it even tastes good at all. I don't get why people smoke, right?" Do Sujong was suspicious. Asterisk. I haven't even asked anything, and he's already making excuses. Asterisk. Asterisk. He's surprisingly natural at conversation. Asterisk. Seeing she was less bored, Cha Seung-hyun scooted a bit closer and asked, "Are you okay?" Do Sujong hummed in reply. Then, Cha Seung-hyun suddenly burst out laughing. "Ha ha, you must be drunk. You were so stiff before, but now you're talking in a completely different way. Haha, and you even started the conversation." Do Sujong, in disbelief, tried to recall and asked back, "I'm talking differently than before?" Cha Seung-hyun teased with a laugh. "See? Now you're even talking nasally. Hey, I've got to tease you about this tomorrow." Do Sujong got slightly angry. "Stop teasing me. You don't know anything about me." "I do," Cha Seung-hyun said. Do Sujong was completely surprised. "What do you know?" Cha Seung-hyun rested his chin on his hand and said slowly, "Your name is Do Sujong. I've memorized it." Do Sujong stared at him, said "Oh," and then asked again, "You really know it? I thought someone like you would never bother to remember the name of someone like me." Cha Seung-hyun laughed loudly. "What's that? Haha, what do you mean by someone like you?" Do Sujong said bluntly. "I mean, we're complete opposites. Anyone can tell you're the social butterfly type, extroverted and friendly, and I'm not." Cha Seung-hyun smiled. "How are we different? Why so serious all of a sudden?" For example, Do Sujong said, "What are your hobbies?" Then, Cha Seung-hyun opened his phone and showed Do Sujong a picture. Do Sujong's eyes widened. "What? Surfing?" Cha Seung-hyun replied, "Yeah, I like pretty much all water sports." Do Sujong knew it. "What? Water? See? We're already incompatible from the very first answer. I'm not a good match for those kinds of physical activities at all." After a short pause, she looked up and said, "See? There's no need for us to get to know each other any further." Cha Seung-hyun spoke up. "Hey, what if we find something in common if we look a little harder? You've gotten really smooth with your words now that you're drunk." Taking his suggestion, Do Sujong said, "All right, then I'll ask one more question. What do you like the most?" Cha Seung-hyun looked up, thinking, "Fun things, and also, I think I like things that are a bit more nurturing." As he said this, he opened his phone again to show off to Do Sujong about his 3-year-old dog Som. "Wanna see? This is my puppy. He's super cute." Do Sujong looked on attentively. "He is really cute, I'll give you that. But I need to use the restroom for a second, Do." Sujong stood up, looking a bit stiff. Cha Seung-hyun waved. "Yeah, go ahead." Do Sujong had barely started up the stairs when someone began following her. She turned around and confronted him. "I said I was going to the restroom, so why are you following me?" Cha Seung-hyun smiled and explained, "I was just worried you might fall since you're drunk." Do Sujong was skeptical. "What?" Then Cha Seung-hyun suddenly asked, "By the way, is the restroom really out here?" As soon as he said that, Cha Seung-hyun used his long legs to his advantage and stepped in front of Do Sujong. Then, he casually tilted his head, blocking her path. "You were planning on ditching, weren't you?" Called out, Do Sujong felt a pang of guilt. Her eyes widened as she mechanically tried to explain, "Well, the thing is," not knowing what to say. She decisively stepped forward. "I don't know." In the next moment, the distance between the two of them closed. While Cha Seung-hyun was still surprised, Do Sujong quickly slipped past him. Asterisk. "So, what are you going to do now?" Asterisk. Just as she was about to make a run for it, the two other girls suddenly returned. Only seeing the tall Cha Seung-hyun, they asked, "Where's Do Sujong? Don't tell me she snuck home again without saying a word." Do Sujong flinched. Luckily, she reacted fast, her body automatically ducking behind the giant Cha Seung-hyun. She panicked internally. Asterisk. "Oh no. Asterisk. Asterisk. I was just about to sneak away." Asterisk. But Cha Seung-hyun naturally spoke up for her. "Let's see." Do Sujong, panicking slightly, turned to look at him. She was afraid he would expose her. But instead, she heard Cha Seung-hyun say, "Why don't you guys check behind the building? I'm not sure where she went. I'm just stepping out to take a call." Hearing this, the two girls went back inside, still very suspicious. But did Do Sujong really leave? Outside, Cha Seung-hyun used a threatening tone. "Now what are you going to do? Should I keep your little escape plan a secret?" Without waiting for her to answer, he suddenly stepped closer. It made her tense up and let out a small Being this close to Cha Seung-hyun was unbelievable to Do Sujong. "I expected to smell alcohol or cologne, but as he drew nearer, the only scent I could pick up was shampoo." Cha Seung-hyun leaned down and asked, "Then you should leave something behind." He kept moving forward until the tips of their shoes were touching. Do Sujong's eyes widened as she looked at him. She realized, asterisk, "Yep, I got tangled up with the wrong person from the start." Asterisk. Across from her, Cha Seung-hyun tilted his head and held out his phone to Do Sujong, showing his Instagram account. He bluntly stated his interest. "I want to know your Instagram." Do Sujong's eyes widened as she gave a reasonable excuse. "What to do? I don't use Instagram." Cha Seung-hyun looked skeptical. "Huh? You really don't?" Do Sujong nodded. "Yeah." Cha Seung-hyun tried another tactic. He opened his phone's contact list and showed it to her. "Then I guess you don't have this either, huh?" Unsure of his motive, Do Sujong immediately became wary. Why? For what reason? Seeing Do Sujong's guarded state, Cha Seung-hyun found it quite amusing. She looked like a small cat with its fur standing on end. Cha Sung-hyun was amused and replied softly, "That's all. I'm just curious. If you don't want to, then never mind." Do Soo-jong swallowed nervously, trying to recall if it was normal to exchange phone numbers at these mixers. Seeing her silence, Cha Sung-hyun glanced at the two girls behind them. They were still frantically looking for Do Soo-jong. So, Cha Sung-hyun whispered, "There's a lot more I want to ask, but now's probably not the time, huh? You should go, quickly, before they get the wrong idea." Do Soo-jong hadn't expected Cha Sung-hyun to be so reasonable, but she didn't dwell on it and cautiously got ready. I was about to, but right now it's a little." The person behind her suddenly leaned in a little closer and asked in a low voice, "Can't you tell when the time is right?" Tense from the situation, Do Soo-jong wasn't paying close attention and just hummed in response. Cha Sung-hyun said, "Let me help you." Do Soo-jong was skeptical. "How would you know when the right time is?" Cha Sung-hyun smiled, "I can just tell. I'll count to 3, then we run. 1. Do Soo-jong was surprised. "Already?" 2. Cha Sung-hyun continued. Her eyes darted around. 3. Do Soo-jong got the signal and bolted forward, but it wasn't long before she frowned at the person beside her. Cha Sung-hyun had to remind her, "Don't look at me, look forward." Hearing that, Do Soo-jong finally asked, "What's going on? Why are you running away with me?" Cha Sung-hyun explained, "I'm heading home too." Do Soo-jong gritted her teeth and kept running. "Now people are definitely going to think we left together." Cha Sung-hyun laughed. "Then just let them. Isn't that the point of these mixers anyway?" After a short pause, he added, "But hey, Do Soo-jong, running like this feels great, right?" Do Soo-jong's expression soured. "Because a key trait of a homebody is having terrible stamina." She replied, "No, it's exhausting as hell." Cha Sung-hyun burst out laughing. "Ahaha, you're right, it's not easy." When they reached a fork in the road, he suddenly stopped. He pointed in one direction. "Goodbye, I'm heading this way. I'll even make up an excuse for you in the group chat." Do Soo-jong was a bit surprised. "Hey," then she finally managed to say, "Thanks, I'll definitely repay this favor." Her expression was almost tragic as she said it. Seeing this, Cha Sung-hyun laughed even harder. This confused Do Soo-jong. "Hey, why are you laughing?" Cha Sung-hyun said. "How are you going to do that when you don't even have my number?" Do Soo-jong was silent for a moment before reluctantly offering her phone number. "Here, take it," a few days later. After morning classes ended, Do Soo-jong was packing up to leave when the girl next to her asked, "How was the departmental mixer? Did anyone hit on you or anything?" Do Soo-jong thought for a moment. "Ah, someone did ask for my number." Hearing this, Hyeji froze for a second before becoming ecstatic. "Hey, he must be interested in you." But Hyeji was dying of curiosity because the one thing she always wanted to know about was her friend's love life. In contrast, Do Soo-jong was very nonchalant. I thought so too, but it turns out that wasn't it." Do Soo-jong recalled Cha Sung-hyun's playful expression when he explained why he asked for her number, and she replied, "He was just asking to ask. Besides, we just exchanged numbers as friends." Yoo Hyeji was skeptical. "Really? What's he like?" Do Soo-jong recalled her first impression of Cha Sung-hyun at the bookstore and said honestly, "Well, he seems like the type who enjoys socializing with others. The type who gives his number to anyone who asks." But what Do Soo-jong didn't know was that, in reality, Cha Sung-hyun never gave out his number. Yoo Hyeji's expression suddenly turned sour. "Do you have a picture?" Do Soo-jong took out her phone and showed it to Yoo Hyeji. The moment Yoo Hyeji saw the name Cha Sung-hyun, she was very surprised. "Oh, I see his name on Edna all the time." Do Soo-jong asked, "Is he famous?" Yoo Hyeji replied, "Probably. His family owns some kind of shipbuilding company. I heard they're super rich." And on the school's confession page, a lot of people ask about Cha Sung-hyun. For example, does anyone know who the male upperclassman who gave a speech at the entrance ceremony was? The answer to this question was, "This guy has a ton of ex-girlfriends." Or another question, "Does the handsome upperclassman in the maritime department have a girlfriend?" I fall for him instantly when I see him in uniform. Below, someone replied, "Rumor has it he only dates quiet girls. It's probably just his type, right? Who knows? Quiet people don't say much even after a breakup, so you can't tell if it's true or not." Someone sniped at the commenter above. "It's hilarious how these guys hiding behind anonymity are so obviously jealous of the rich alpha male." Someone else argued, "But where there's smoke, there's fire." Yoo Hyeji scrolled through a series of Cha Sung-hyun's photos. She said, "There seem to be a lot of rumors. That's why I'm telling you to be careful. Guys like that are drama magnets." Of course, I'm not saying it's for sure. Yoo Hyeji nagged like an old mother, making Do Soo-jong suspect. "Did you fight with your boyfriend again?" But Hyeji rubbed her cheek against Do Soo-jong's and said, "My friend is a pure soul, so don't you dare touch her." But Do Soo-jong seemed completely unaffected. "To be honest, I probably don't need to worry about it." She thought, "He doesn't seem like that kind of person. Besides, he said he rarely uses Kakao Talk. Since that day, we haven't contacted each other at all." Meanwhile, someone was looking at Do Soo-jong's contact info. Just then, someone called out, "Cha Sung-hyun, where are you going?" Cha Sung-hyun turned his head, a smirk on his lips, to do something interesting. On the bus, Do Soo-jong was nodding off. Then, she let out a tired yawn. Suddenly, the person next to her turned over and reached out to hook the bracelet on her wrist. The action startled her awake. The person spoke. You're wearing this again today. Do Soo-jong looked over as Cha Seung-hyun asked, do you like it? When Do Soo-jong didn't answer, Cha Seung-hyun asked again, aren't you going to sit? Hearing that, Do Soo-jong pulled her hand back with a blank expression. She went over and sat down, but she maintained a significant distance. She wasn't comfortable sitting next to someone she wasn't close to, but she still pretended to make conversation. I had back-to-back major classes today, so I'm tired. Seeing her state, Cha Seung-hyun laughed. Haha, why are you suddenly keeping your distance from me? After a short pause, he asked again. Ah, is it because of that post? Do Soo-jong's eyes darted around. She was clearly uncomfortable. She replied, yeah, what can I do? Cha Seung-hyun kept asking, how are you planning to write it? Do Soo-jong answered robotically, it's just a thriller. I'll just make something up. Hearing that, Cha Seung-hyun mused, wow, a thriller, huh? Do you really write that kind of stuff? Do Soo-jong replied, I do. I want to read it, Cha Seung-hyun suddenly said. Do Soo-jong was instantly on guard. No way. Cha Seung-hyun laughed. I won't read it. I won't. Then he added, I didn't expect to run into you here. Do Soo-jong said nothing. Just then, two female students walked up and cheerfully started a conversation with Cha Seung-hyun, and he chatted and laughed cheerfully with them. Do Soo-jong watched, thinking, asterisk. Just as rumored, he has a lot of female friends, so I guess, asterisk. Asterisk. He's just the type who smiles a lot. Thinking about it that way, I can understand why he acted like that the other day. Asterisk. Asterisk. He wouldn't have been intentionally acting that way only when he was alone with me, right? Asterisk. Do Soo-jong tiredly lowered her head. Just then, Cha Seung-hyun's eyes flickered over to her. At that moment, the bus suddenly shook violently, causing his leg to accidentally touch hers. While she was still dazed, he quickly pulled his leg back. The bus continued to shake. Do Soo-jong secretly glanced at Cha Seung-hyun? Asterisk. Ah, I must have had that dream because I fell asleep while we were talking. Asterisk. She averted her gaze, complaining internally. This bus is shaking way too much. But, asterisk. I can feel him intentionally trying to avoid touching me, so I've naturally become conscious of it myself, and suddenly, asterisk. Asterisk. I feel like I shouldn't touch him either. Asterisk. Do Soo-jong's body tensed up. She thought, asterisk. This is a bit awkward. It was just an accidental brush of our legs. Asterisk. Asterisk. What's the big deal? Asterisk. The bus shook again for a moment. The distance between them was ambiguous. As the bus continued on, their shoulders were nearly touching. Looking back on it now, the signs had already started to change back then, as if foreshadowing the approach of something overwhelmingly crimson. Do Soo-jong glanced over, meeting Cha Seung-hyun's eyes just as their shoulders touched. Cha Seung-hyun suddenly leaned in and called out, Do Soo-jong. Startled, a dazed Do Soo-jong replied, huh? Cha Seung-hyun smiled and stood up. I'm getting off here. Don't fall asleep again. Do Soo-jong blinked at him. Oh. Before leaving, Cha Seung-hyun turned back to ask, by the way, you do know my name, right? Do Soo-jong replied, yeah, and then clearly stated, Cha Seung-hyun. The corners of Cha Seung-hyun's lips curled up slightly. Oh, so you do remember. He then left, leaving Do Soo-jong bewildered. Asterisk. What was that? Of course I know. Asterisk. Asterisk. I saved his number, after all. Asterisk. As Cha Seung-hyun was about to get off the bus, another female student struck up a conversation with him. Your name is Seung-hyun, right? Cha Seung-hyun replied very friendly. Oh. Hey Eunji, you remember my name? Watching them talk, Do Soo-jong suddenly understood. Asterisk. Ah, so that's just how he normally is. Asterisk. Asterisk. Could it be that his words meant nothing from the very beginning? Asterisk. And just then, Cha Seung-hyun was secretly glancing at Do Soo-jong. Not long after, Do Soo-jong received a text from him. He texted, when are you planning to repay the favor? Do Soo-jong suddenly remembered. Ah, that. She replied, what do you want? Coffee, haha. Do Soo-jong thought, asterisk. Ah, a gift certificate should be fine then, asterisk. Just as she thought that, another message came through. No gift certificates. A real one, haha. Do Soo-jong was a bit surprised. Asterisk. He reads minds, and he's so picky, asterisk. Still, she asked, you mean you don't like chain cafes? When a person realizes they are talented, even without trying, people around them are automatically drawn to them. What's certain is, this is a type of person I've never encountered before, so I have no idea how to behave around someone like him. That day, after Do Soo-jong got off the bus, Cha Seung-hyun went to hang out with his friends. They were a bit jealous of him. This guy is seriously rich and handsome. Hey, Cha Seung-hyun, honestly, you know you're a catch, don't you? Cha Seung-hyun smirked. Is it that obvious? Haha. The guys chimed in, whoa, for real, haha. Seeing Cha Seung-hyun glued to his phone, one of them asked curiously, you're talking to a girl, aren't you? Nah, Cha Seung-hyun replied dismissively. Meanwhile, somewhere else. Do Soo-jong was also engrossed in her phone. Yoo Haiji asked, are you talking to that guy? Do Soo-jong replied, yeah, it just ended up that way. She was extremely puzzled. Asterisk. Why am I messaging this guy so naturally on Kakao Talk? Asterisk. Cha Seung-hyun sent a message. Well then, have fun at the festival. Bye. Do. Soo-jong was a bit stunned, cursing inwardly. Asterisk. What the heck? Asterisk. Seeing her reaction, Hyeji asked with concern. What's wrong? Do Soo-jong replied. Nothing. I was just thinking I should end the conversation, and he ended it himself. It's really strange. Hyeji replied. Oh, he's really perceptive. I bet he's dated a lot. Hey, if you see him at the festival, make sure to say hi. He's here too, right? Hyeji suddenly got excited. The sight of those guys from that department hitting on people in their uniforms. I've seen it so many times. Look, over there. Do Soo-jong said. We're not at that stage. Hyeji looked at her doubtfully. Really? Then, she suddenly grabbed Do Soo-jong's hand and pulled her forward. In that case, Do Soo-jong, let's go try that booth over there. Arriving in front of a fortune-telling booth, a female student said, You broke up with him not too long ago, right? Or if you broke up a while ago, have you suddenly found yourself thinking about him again recently? Or have you two had a fight recently? Hearing the barrage of questions, Do Soo-jong thought wryly, asterisk, with this many guesses, it'd be weird if one of them wasn't right, asterisk. But Hyeji was completely engrossed. That's right, we had a fight, so we're taking a break right now. The student continued, but it seems like there will be an opportunity for you two to make up soon. Hearing this, Hyeji's spirits lifted. She tried to persuade her friend, Do Soo-jong, you should get a reading too. She's really accurate. Do. Soo-jong didn't say anything, but she looked completely uninterested. Asterisk. What a waste of money on this superstitious nonsense. Asterisk. Just thinking about it, suddenly, the person opposite flipped a card and said, Your friend is quite cautious, so it will take some time to open up, but once they do, they want to give everything to the other person. Yu Haiji glanced at the person behind, making a loud noise, and Do Soo-jong laughed casually. Oh, I see. Ha ha. The female student at the counter then advised, but still, don't trust people recklessly. You must be careful with others. Do. Soo-jong smiled and said, Okay, haha. On the way out, Hyeji kept mumbling, That's so true, right? Do, Soo-jong asked indifferently, Do you really believe those words? Hi, Edgy smiled and said, Well, I just want to believe. At that moment, someone sent a message. Hi, Edgy widened her eyes in surprise and murmured, It's not just that, I probably have to believe it for real. Do Soo-jong was surprised. What's going on? Is there really a message saying they want to make peace? Yu Haiji nodded. Yes. Her head spinning. What's going on? They said they're nearby and want to meet right away. Do Soo-jong understood clearly. I knew it would be like this. So just go meet them. Yu Haiji worried. Are you going to give up your plan? I'm totally fine. So just go meet them, Do Soo-jong reassured her. Yu Haiji felt a bit guilty. Do Soo-jong, then she ran off. Thanks. I'll buy you lunch tomorrow. Watching her run away like the wind, Do Soo-jong was speechless. What's so great about it that you like it so much? Hyeji ran off quickly, though still muttering complaints. Why did they have to message right now? But the corner of her mouth couldn't help but curl up as she looked at her like that. Do Soo-jong was a bit thoughtful. I think from the perspective of someone who feels comfortable being alone, why must humans laugh and cry? Because of something called love? Just one message, just a little news, is enough to make people feel mixed emotions, even though all those moments might soon become meaningless. If love is as fleeting as cherry blossoms, wouldn't it be better not to start at all? Thanks to people like that, I'm still alive. Do Soo-jong looked up, watching cherry blossoms gently fall before her eyes. Just as she was enjoying this piece, a voice interrupted. Do Soo-jong? Oh, nice to see you here. Do Soo-jong turned her head and saw a male student. She widened her eyes, wondering who he was, but still very polite. Yes, hello. Seeing the silly look on Do Soo-jong's face, the male student smiled. Don't you remember me? At the faculty meeting, I sat closest to you. Do Soo-jong's eyes darted around as she tried to recall. What was it again? What's your name? The male student asked again. If you're alone, let's hang out together. Do Soo-jong was uncomfortable. I'm with a friend already. Saying that, she turned to leave but was grabbed by the male student's arm. I definitely won't make you uncomfortable. Just one meal. Do Soo-jong firmly refused. Really, I'm with a friend and we have plans to meet. Before she finished speaking, a message arrived. Do Soo-jong's eyes widened as she saw it was from Cha Seung-hyun. He asked, Why are you there? Haha. Do Soo-jong thought this was magical. At that moment, Cha Seung-hyun messaged again. Do Soo-jong was very surprised. She turned back and took the chance to shake off the male student's hand, was wondering where he was looking from. Then Cha Seung-hyun messaged again. Haha, not there. I'm at the cafe diagonally across. Do Soo-jong quickly turned and saw Cha Seung-hyun sitting leisurely, drinking water. Moreover, he looked at her with an amused expression. Do Soo-jong looked at Cha Seung-hyun. What's going on? She recalled Yu Haiji's words earlier about those people in the faculty wearing uniforms and flirting. She had seen it many times before. She looked at Cha Seung-hyun, who wasn't wearing a uniform. At that moment, Cha Seung-hyun withdrew his gaze and messaged, Haha, you're really enjoying yourself, huh? Do Soo-jong was bothered both by the male student and Cha Seung-hyun's teasing. She wasn't happy and replied, Stop laughing. Then Cha Seung-hyun messaged, Need help? Do Soo-jong glanced as if asking why. She hadn't replied yet when Cha Seung-hyun said, If you don't want it, forget it. Do Soo-jong hurried to explain, No, it's not like that. Cha Seung-hyun sighed. Why do you want help? Do Soo-jong answered yes. She had just messaged Cha Seung-hyun. then ran away from the male student on all fours. Oh, why does this person keep following me? At that moment, Cha Seung-hyun messaged again, that's all. Do Soo-jong frowned. So why do you insist on helping me? Cha Seung-hyun said, it's just that I want to. At that moment, Do Soo-jong looked up and saw Cha Seung-hyun is also looking at me. Every time our eyes meet, he smiles. The phone vibrates again. Cha Seung-hyun texts, come here, saying his friend is here. After sending the message, Cha Seung-hyun reaches out toward Do Soo-jong. That guy is still mumbling in your ear. Do you really have a friend with you? But Do Soo-jong's eyes are glued to his phone, really full of tricks. I don't understand why he's acting like that either. Do Soo-jong steps forward, thinking there's no such thing in this world, just words. You don't do anything without a reason, right? But one thing's for sure, compared to that guy, you make me less awkward. It's not that being next to you is comfortable, you know. Thinking of this, Do Soo-jong says straightforwardly, my friend is over there, and runs ahead. Meanwhile, Cha Seung-hyun on this side is smiling, waiting for her. When she's about to get close, Do Soo-jong stretches out her hand toward Cha Seung-hyun's hand on the table. But just as their hands are about to touch, her hand suddenly pulls back as someone bumps into her. Seung-hyun sees Do Soo-jong's whole body shake and laughs, but quickly reaches out to hold her arm, and says, there are many people. Do Soo-jong is held as their legs touch. Cha Seung-hyun adds, you have to hold on tight. Then he lets go of Do Soo-jong's hand and suggests, how about going out to play with me now, seeing the scene in front of him. The two students sitting opposite each other look dumbfounded. Who is this? Cha Seung-hyun laughs. I already have plans. Then he stands up. Let's go. After that, he walks forward with Do Soo-jong, waving goodbye to his friend and reminding, don't forget to pay. Do Soo-jong is reluctantly pulled away. Later, she looks at Cha Seung-hyun with a suspicious gaze. You didn't have plans with me, so why lie? Cha Seung-hyun explains, I just felt it would happen, so someone said if we met, they'd buy coffee. Suddenly bringing this up, Do Soo-jong is stunned. How can someone be shameless so naturally? No need to act like that. The first time we met was the same, starting a conversation and helping without permission. Even today was exactly the same. My parents told me to be careful with people who act too friendly. At the first meeting, Do Soo-jong looks at Seung-hyun's back ahead and suddenly speaks up. Hey, are you a scammer? Cha Seung-hyun turns and sees Do Soo-jong's wary eyes. Huh? Then he bursts out laughing. Ha ha. Do Soo-jong questions, why are you laughing? I'm serious. Cha Seung-hyun laughs and says, no, it's not like that. Don't worry. Haha, Do Soo-jong laughs to death. Brother, Do Soo-jong thinks, why is he so friendly with me? There's no reason to help or ask for my number. Thinking back, I don't know anything about him. I have to ask. Even though she decided that, when the words reached her mouth, she got stuck, and the question became, so who are you really? Hearing this, Cha Seung-hyun laughs even louder, almost swaying. After a while, Cha Seung-hyun calms down a bit and asks, are you going to keep talking about this? Shouldn't you be going home now? Don't go. Cha Seung-hyun suddenly suggests, and here is the observation diary of this mechanical girl. Do Soo in this body is Cha Seung-hyun, famous as the hot boy of the Naval Academy. I heard he's so busy that he rarely has a free day. Do Soo-jong has been student council president for 3 years at the private school. The more I talk, the more I realize he's a different species from me, so I feel even stranger. Someone completely opposite to me but acts friendly toward me. At this moment, Cha Seung-hyun suddenly asks, why haven't I known about you until now? Do Soo-jong replies, of course not. After class, I run straight home. I'm not at school as long as you are. Cha Seung-hyun laughs loudly. It's really not easy, Do Soo-jong. At this moment, cheerful music plays in her ears, making the whole world feel warm beyond endurance. Do Soo-jong asks, why do you care about me? Cha Seung-hyun replies, because I have the right. Do Soo-jong thinks, but why me? At the same time, gentle lyrics enter her ears. Maybe I'm falling in love again. Like a novel, Cha Seung-hyun suddenly turns to stare at Do Soo-jong, making her stunned. Then he continues forward, replying, you're mysterious. How can I not be curious? I've talked a lot about myself. Now it's your turn. Do Soo-jong's eyebrows raise. Huh? Cha Seung-hyun says, the real L, what else? Our Do Soo-jong is a master of romance genre, and is very famous with the nickname Romance Novel King. Participating means winning all the awards. Hearing this from Cha Seung-hyun's mouth makes Do Soo-jong extremely shocked. Where did you hear that? Cha Seung-hyun replied, I asked some girls at the medical faculty exchange event. Don't worry. I don't know the details either. Do Soo-jong felt it was dangerous and fake. You've read what I wrote, right? Cha Seung-hyun teased. Does it count as reading if I only saw the beginning? After a pause, he added cheerfully, I only got to the kissing scene. The male lead pushes the female lead against the wall, and then, Do Soo-jong's mind went into chaos. She screamed, not wanting to hear any more. Asterisk. This guy. He's been deliberately steering the conversation just to talk about this, hasn't he? Asterisk. Embarrassed, Do Soo-jong wanted to rush over and clamp her hand over Cha Seung-hyun's cunning mouth. Stop talking. You're so annoying. But as Do Soo-jong's fingertips got close to Cha Seung-hyun's mouth, they began to tremble violently. Asterisk. He's so infuriating. I knew it from the start, prying into my embarrassing secrets like that. Asterisk. Cha Seung-hyun looked at the blush on Do Soo-jong's face, confused. What? Why are you embarrassed about something you should be proud of? What's it to you? Do Soo-jong said, flustered. Stop laughing. Of course, Cha Seung-hyun didn't listen and kept laughing. All right. Hey, tell me why you're embarrassed, and I'll stop. But Do Soo-jong grew wary. For real? Cha Seung-hyun smiled. Yeah, for real. Do Soo-jong tacitly agreed. Don't make fun of me. She blushed, her voice low. It's obvious I don't have any experience with things like that. But writing about it is so embarrassing. That's why, so don't tease me anymore. After hearing her disjointed explanation, Cha Seung-hyun burst out laughing. Ha, I totally get it. Embarrassed, Do Soo-jong started walking ahead, saying, my feet hurt. Cha Seung-hyun followed, suggesting, hey, let's get something to drink and sit down. Knowing he was still watching her with an amused gaze, she tensed up. Asterisk, this is mortifying. Asterisk, why is this happening to me? Asterisk, the two bought drinks from a nearby vending machine. Suddenly, Cha Seung-hyun took a long step forward and said, hey, Do Soo-jong. When Do Soo-jong turned her head, Cha Seung-hyun asked, don't you like the things you write about? If you actually experienced them, wouldn't you be able to write even better? Better? You should try it once. Hearing such words so suddenly made Do Soo-jong's eyes widen in shock. Then, Cha Seung-hyun placed the soda can on Do Soo-jong's head and said, and I'm not kidding this time. A single sentence like that was enough to make the robot, Do Soo-jong, malfunction severely. The main reason for the breakdown was an infiltration of confusing words. After that, an emergency meeting automatically convened inside her head to discuss the meaning of his words, with all the different versions of herself debating fiercely. If it wasn't just a casual remark, then what was it? There was only one option for someone as inept at expressing emotions as Do Soo-jong, pretend to be awkwardly calm. Do Soo-jong blankly took the can and replied, I think about it sometimes. Inside her head, the tiny versions of herself were cheering enthusiastically. Yes, not panicking at all. Do Soo-jong sat down on a bench, her eyes darting around as she tried to look calm. She smoothly changed the subject. The performance earlier was really great. If I came with a boyfriend, I'd want to lean my head on his shoulder while enjoying it. Hearing this, Cha Seung-hyun chuckled, ha. Then he suddenly made an ambiguous comment. If you had leaned on me, I would have just pretended not to notice. After saying that, he sat down next to Do Soo-jong. As for Do Soo-jong, his words truly startled her. She looked at Cha Seung-hyun in alarm. Huh? After 20-something years of living like an empty robot, she was thrown into a crisis. The versions of herself were trying their best, but they couldn't help but acknowledge, is this an opponent we can't possibly defeat? Compared to Do Soo-jong, he was on a whole other level. Do Soo-jong recoiled and asked, why would you pretend not to notice? I might like it. I might want to. Cha Seung-hyun raised an eyebrow in response, making sure to watch her expression. Do Soo-jong's face went blank. Asterisk, it's that kind of response again. Asterisk. Suddenly, Cha Seung-hyun warned, Do Soo-jong, don't look over there. Do Soo-jong was confused. Asterisk, why is he acting so familiar? Asterisk, he just lowered his voice slightly. They're kissing over there. Hearing this, Do Soo-jong got flustered. Huh? Cha Seung-hyun added, and let me tell you something even crazier. They're both wearing school uniforms. Do Soo-jong's curiosity was piqued. Are you sure you didn't see wrong? Under Do Soo-jong's intense gaze, Cha Seung-hyun glanced behind him again and answered honestly, nope. Their mouths are practically glued together. And now they've separated. Seeing how casually he described such things, Do Soo-jong became extremely suspicious. Asterisk. I wonder if he realizes saying things like this makes him seem flippant. He knows exactly where the boundary is, yet he intentionally toes it. Asterisk. It forces a reaction out of me, but it's not quite a full-blown invasion of my personal space. So I can't say anything, and it just makes me feel weirdly uncomfortable. At the same time, Cha Seung-hyun, who was beside her, kept talking. What's wrong? Do they seem too scandalous? Do Soo-jong didn't reply. He chuckled and said, they're not actually high school students. There's a uniform rental shop nearby. They probably rented them. You know, when people go to amusement parks, they often rent costumes for their dates. Do Soo-jong gave a bland, yeah. Cha Seung-hyun asked, are you not into that kind of thing? Do Soo-jong retorted, you mean dating in school uniforms? Yeah, I'm not a big fan of that. It's too childish. Why? Cha Seung-hyun asked. Even though she said that, Do Soo-jong was still curious and glanced behind her. People have an intuition about whether someone is dangerous or a good person. Because he's like a mysterious world that I can't get a read on at all. To me, he feels more like a dangerous person. Cha Seung-hyun, knowing she had looked, opened his mouth. It feels a lot different when you do it together, you know. For example, if you did it with me, aren't you curious how different it would be? Do Soo-jong sat there, completely stunned by Cha Seung-hyun's incredibly blunt words. Seeing that she wasn't responding, Cha Seung-hyun acted nonchalant, stood up, and casually asked, not interested, huh? Seeing Cha Seung-hyun preparing to leave, Do Soo-jong bit her lip. Asterisk. But why am I so curious? Asterisk. She reached out and grabbed his sleeve. Cha Seung-hyun turned his head to meet her eyes and heard her ask, what if I am curious? Cha Seung-hyun slowly replied, Then he suddenly asked, want to go to the amusement park with me? Do Soo-jong's eyes widened. Asterisk. Ah, damn it. Going with him doesn't mean that. I was just curious. Asterisk. Asterisk. About what it would be like if we actually went. Would it be any different with him? Asterisk. Her expression was slightly rigid. No. I was just curious what it would be like to go. In reality, Do Soo-jong was currently malfunctioning. She scolded herself. Asterisk. Why did I say it like that? Asterisk. Cha Seung-hyun walked ahead, laughing loudly. Oh, really? I thought you wanted to go on a date with me. Heh, I was even looking forward to it. Do Soo-jong pressed her lips together as she watched him, thinking, asterisk. He's talking strangely again. You should feel this awkwardness too. Asterisk. With that, she sprang to her feet and said aggressively, You're the one who wants to hang out with me alone. Why do you keep asking things like that? Cha Seung-hyun turned to look at her, leisurely took a sip of his drink, and then hummed, Yeah. Do Soo-jong exhaled. She thought challengingly. Asterisk. Go on. Say you like me now. Asterisk. Cha Seung-hyun smirked. Take a guess. The narrator notes his incredibly punchable expression. Do Soo-jong was both furious and embarrassed, but she decided that if there was no graceful way to handle the situation, then it was best to remain silent. Lately, Do Soo-jong had been exhausted by an intruder constantly lurking around her territory. She was also uncomfortable with the pressuring, watchful gaze of her only friend, Yoo Hyeji. Do Soo-jong tossed and turned on her bed. She wanted to vent about her sorrows, but every time she remembered that look on Hyeji's face, she had to reluctantly hold it in. But other than her, she had no other friends. Asterisk. No wait, I have one other friend. Asterisk. Do Soo-jong's mind suddenly cleared. A friend she could converse with efficiently, based solely on knowledge, with all personal emotions removed. Susie didn't want to be teased for being a robot, so talking to an AI was the perfect solution. Welcome, this is ChatGPT. It was truly a greeting devoid of any emotion. Susie quickly got to the heart of the matter. She asked the AI, Someone has grasped my weakness. What should I do? ChatGPT quickly generated a response. That must be a very uncomfortable and distressing situation. Could you please elaborate? Do Soo-jong felt relieved. As expected, only an AI could understand her. She typed, I write romance novels, but I'm a little embarrassed by it, so I don't want anyone to know. Yet, this person found out on their own and is using it to tease me. ChatGPT replied, situations like that can certainly be upsetting and confusing. It's important to remember that their reaction does not determine your worth or the worth of your work. Do Soo-jong nodded. Asterisk. That's right. Asterisk. ChatGPT added, it is important to consider how that person intends to use this weakness. Is there anything that makes you feel uncomfortable? Do Soo-jong thought for a moment. Asterisk. If there was anything strange about what he said. Asterisk. Thinking of something, Do Soo-jong sent a message, but it was a bit strange. That person asked me why. Instead of just writing romance novels, I don't try real-life experiences. Why would they ask that? 4chat CPT replied, You've got the essence right. There could be several reasons why that person asked. Maybe that person thinks that after reading your romance novels, it would be better if you tried real-life experiences. Or maybe it was just a casual chat to test your reaction. After reading it, Do Soo-jong got a bit angry. She slammed the bed loudly, like meddling in other people's business or just polite words. Maybe he finds my reaction interesting? And ChatGPT probably continued, or it could just be simple teasing. It's just to show interest, because everyone cares and expresses it differently. Do Soo-jong stared thoughtfully, with so many people pursuing him. Why me? She recalled Cha Seung-hyun's words. Hey, I have the right to be interested in you. Do Soo-jong's eyes lit up slightly as she typed on the screen again. What if he's really interested in me? ChatGPT probably replied, in any case, such a question can clearly be impolite, but if that person doesn't respect your space, personal space and feelings, then that relationship is worth reconsidering. If you're wondering how to handle the situation, you can talk to me again anytime. Do Soo-jong lay on her bed, exhausted. That's enough. She resolved to keep her distance from him. At this thought, Do Soo-jong's eyes suddenly lit up. And so, based on the advice, Do Soo-jong made a plan to keep her distance from Cha Seung-hyun. And here is the draft of her plan. Do Soo-jong would pay off her debt cleanly so there would be no reason to contact him anymore. Thinking this, Do Soo-jong felt relieved. Good old ChatGPT. Thanks to it, I can keep my distance. Naturally. A moment later, Do Soo-jong sent a message. Let me buy you coffee. Are you free tomorrow? Meanwhile, elsewhere, Cha Seung-hyun looked at the message on his screen and suddenly smiled. The person next to him asked, confused, what's up? Cha Seung-hyun turned, rested his chin on his hand, looked at a female student, and asked, I've got something interesting. Want to see? He didn't reply to the message until the next day. I'm waiting in front of the first floor stairs. Not long after, Do Soo-jong arrived and quickly spotted him. There he is. I'm so happy to see you again so we can start ignoring each other from today on. Just as she had this thought, he suddenly looked up. The moment he saw Do Soo-jong, the corners of Cha Seung-hyun's mouth curved into a smile. Do Soo-jong squinted at him, but then she thought, the two of them were never really close anyway. Afterward, as they walked outside together, Do Soo-jong took the initiative to ask, the campus cafe? Cha Seung-hyun replied, there are no seats there, and Do Soo-jong's expression soured. So picky, she cursed inwardly. She spoke with clear annoyance. Why do we need seats? Cha Seung-hyun stated bluntly. I want us to sit face to face and drink coffee. Do Soo-jong recalled ChatGPT's lesson, or it could just be some lighthearted banter, to test your reaction. The more she thought about it, the more exhausted she felt. Do Soo-jong decisively ignored Cha Seung-hyun's nonsense and walked down the stairs. Cha Seung-hyun said, when else would I get the chance to sit across from the author? As he spoke, he took out his AirPods. He held them out to Do Soo-jong and said, can you put these in your pocket for me? They keep falling out. Do Soo-jong frowned. This guy is making me hold his stuff again. Nevertheless, she put them in her pocket. She then reminded him, hey, I'm not as famous as you think. Cha Seung-hyun replied skeptically, is that so? Saying this, he took out his phone and turned the screen toward Do Soo-jong. Then did someone else write this? Do Soo-jong glanced at it and was horrified. How does he know about this? As she was about to bristle, she remembered her best friend's advice. If he keeps acting in a way that makes you uncomfortable, then seriously telling him, I don't like being treated this way, is also an option. With that thought, Do Soo-jong silently chanted a mantra to calm herself down. Namo, calm down. After a moment, Do Soo-jong bit her lip and said seriously, why do you keep crossing the line like this? Cha Seung-hyun lowered his head, getting close to her and whispering, what's wrong? Do Soo-jong completely froze. Am I not allowed to cross the line? Do Soo-jong remained frozen in place. Cha Seung-hyun, not knowing when to stop, scrolled on his phone and feigned surprise. Oh? But this requires age verification for 18 and over. Do Soo-jong's mind was racing. A second later, she suddenly shoved Cha Seung-hyun with all her might. Caught off guard, he fell to the ground and his phone dropped. Do Soo-jong kept her head down, but her voice was firm. You promised you wouldn't tease me anymore. Cha Seung-hyun looked up at her, slightly bewildered. When was I teasing you? By the time he realized it, Do Soo-jong's hands were clenched into fists, her face flushed with anger. You, be more serious. Only then did Cha Seung-hyun realize the seriousness of the situation. Oh no, he thought, panicking slightly. He reached for the phone on the ground just as Do Soo-jong's hand also reached for it, and their hands touched. Embarrassed, Do Soo-jong cried out, don't look, don't look! She used both hands to stop Cha Seung-hyun from picking up the phone. She kept repeating, don't look, you promised you wouldn't tease me anymore. Seeing Do Soo-jong's resolve, Seung-hyun tilted his head. Hey Do Soo-jong, I'm sorry, I took the teasing too far. Your reaction was just too cute, so I won't do it again. Do Soo-jong kept her head down, silently regretting getting involved with him in the first place. I should never have gotten involved with Cha Seung-hyun. After a long moment, she finally looked up and asked, really? Cha Seung-hyun looked at her and affirmed, yeah, really. Do Soo-jong stared intently at Cha Seung-hyun, trying to gauge his sincerity. If she had to face those smiling eyes, she would be left speechless again. Suddenly, Cha Seung-hyun moved his hand slightly, and Do Soo-jong lowered her head. By the time her brain processed it, she was startled and jumped back, just like her. Cha Seung-hyun also fell backward, laughing amusedly. Ah, what a shame. If only I'd said it a bit slower. He was saying those ambiguous things again. Do Soo-jong frowned and warned him, don't talk like that anymore. I'm not the type of person who gets close to others by exchanging meaningless pleasantries like you do, without any real intention. And yet you want to sit face to face for coffee. Before she could finish, he cut her off. Ah, that's right, I did have an ulterior motive for that. Cha Seung-hyun tilted his head and said, what motive could it be? Do Soo-jong completely froze, her brain short-circuiting. She had never heard anyone say such things, so she didn't know how to react. What in the world? Cha Seung-hyun stood up and said, who knows? Do Soo-jong panicked internally and scrambled to her feet. What do you mean, who knows? She tried to scurry away, but her head was suddenly held back. Cha Seung-hyun pulled her back and laughed. Haha, where are you going? The cafe is this way. Do Soo-jong mechanically followed him. When they arrived, an employee informed them. We have a lot of orders right now, so there will be about a 10-minute wait. Cha Seung-hyun lazily leaned against the wall. He asked, still spaced out? Do Soo-jong didn't understand. What? Cha Seung-hyun replied, nothing. Haha. After a pause, he asked, what do you usually do when you go out? Do Soo-jong answered honestly, I don't go out much. Cha Seung-hyun teased, and yet you came right out when a friend asked. Do Soo-jong leaned to the side to let another female student pass. She replied, that's because she's my best friend. Do Soo-jong stepped forward, the tips of their shoes touching. Cha Seung-hyun let out a long ah and then suddenly asked, what about with a boyfriend? Do Soo-jong quickly stepped back to put some distance between them and replied without meeting his eyes. I already told you I don't go out much, so I don't really like crowded places. She was inwardly annoyed. Why does he always steer the conversation this way? Cha Seung-hyun's gaze fell on Do Soo-jong's sleeve. He replied, ah, crowded places. I see. If that's the reason, then it's understandable. As he spoke, he reached out and took her sleeve. Then, he gently adjusted the cuff for her. Cha Seung-hyun's warm fingertips lightly brushed the back of her hand. She watched his movements, her eyebrows furrowing. Is this skinship? Cha Seung-hyun suddenly lowered his voice. Then, is it okay if it's just the two of us? Just as he finished speaking, the employee announced, 2 Americanos for you. Feeling rescued, Do Soo-jong quickly took the coffees and bluntly handed one to Cha Seung-hyun. Consider my debt paid. I'm leaving. Cha Seung-hyun forced a laugh, though he wasn't laughing on the inside. Haha, so ruthless. He waved at Du Sujong's retreating back and called out cheerfully, "See you later." Hearing that, Du Sujong quickened her pace. "Let's not meet again." Du Sujong had always considered herself a calm person, which was why, even when her father's business suddenly collapsed, she had said, "Dad, it's okay. It's fine if our house is a little smaller." And to avoid relying on her parents, she had also told them, "Don't give me an allowance anymore. I'm an adult, so I can take care of myself. I'm hanging up now." But she told herself she was putting her talents to good use. So she wrote really dramatic stories, entering one contest after another to collect prize money and live her youth. Always alone like that, every time she was fine. But strangely, today, just because of a casual remark from that AI, she felt unsettled. She told herself she didn't care about that AI at all, and distanced herself from the world. So she never had time to think about the fact that AI was paying attention to her. She also never seriously considered what type of person she was attracted to. So although she somewhat sensed the meaning of that phrase, it was really hard to be sure. For the first time in her life, that itchy feeling crept inside her heart, like a breeze spreading throughout her body, making her unable to stand still. Her steps quickened until she realized she had started running along with the beginning of the season. After calming down a bit, Du Sujong realized, wait, today she originally planned to slowly create distance, but why did she feel like she was being pulled into something? Right at this moment, her phone in her pocket vibrated. Du Sujong opened it and saw a message from Cha Seung-hyun. He said, "Du Sujong, I left my AirPods at your place. Can you keep them for me? I forgot to take them. Can you bring them tomorrow?" So the plan to keep distance from Cha Seung-hyun was completely defeated. Just because she cut off contact unilaterally didn't mean Cha Seung-hyun wouldn't find an excuse. The next day, as promised, Du Sujong went to the club booth. She really doubted if he deliberately sent the item to find an excuse to meet her. But she couldn't not return it either. However, she had prepared a new plan, so the plan to keep distance from Cha Seung-hyun too was to quietly drop off the item when he wasn't at the club booth, then slip away immediately. After Du Sujong's eyes had scanned 800 times, she bravely stepped into the scene. Just then, a loud bang she had just charged in a second ago. The next second, Du Sujong bumped into someone. She opened her mouth. "Ah, sorry." The person turned around with a face full of hostility, as if ready to attack, making Du Sujong's apology get stuck in her throat. "Sorry?" The hostile male student stared at her for a moment, then said nothing and walked straight ahead. "What's going on?" Du Sujong was confused. Suddenly, from behind came a very familiar laugh. Ha ha ha. Du Sujong turned around and saw Cha Seung-hyun laughing uproariously. "Wow, so cold, huh? Didn't even bother to look at me and just walked away, haha. Is your nose okay?" Du Sujong frowned. Seeing Cha Seung-hyun here, she knew. Her plan had failed again. Just thinking about it made her unhappy, so she just grunted. What she didn't know was that the male student she bumped into earlier suddenly turned to look this way. Opposite Cha Seung-hyun, he casually asked, "What's up, haha?" Du Sujong sighed. "Is there something between us? Besides, you're always joking." After saying that, Du Sujong suddenly thought back. Wait, thinking again. The reason he always joked with her until now must be because that CPT probably already said it, or maybe he was just showing affection in his own way. While she was still dazed, Cha Seung-hyun suddenly repeated, "What's our relationship?" Only then did Du Sujong begin to understand why Cha Seung-hyun acted that way, not to catch or tease her, but because everyone has their own way of caring and expressing themselves. At that moment, all her doubts turned into certainty. Du Sujong was a little confused, wondering, so that so-called feeling was really about caring for me? Why is it like this? I just thought it was only my imagination. But while she was still hesitating, Cha Seung-hyun suddenly reached out his hand. "Why? Isn't there something between us?" Du Sujong silently answered in her heart, "I don't know either, but why is it like this? What should I do now?" Therefore, Du Sujong opened her mouth full of doubt. "Friend?" She wasn't sure about her answer, so she just stared blankly for a long time. Then somehow she placed her small hand on Cha Seung-hyun's hand. Cha Seung-hyun was a bit surprised. Then he laughed. "Haha, I just wanted to get my AirPods back." Because she was lost in other thoughts, Du Sujong unconsciously placed her hand on his. But after Seung-hyun's laughter rang out, she snapped back to reality and quickly withdrew her hand. Naturally, Seung-hyun moved closer and hinted, "I'm not saying I hate it, haha. Can you hold it again?" While saying this, Cha Seung-hyun reached his hand behind, slowly probing. Du Sujong's eyes widened every time Cha Seung-hyun acted like this. "I really still don't know what to do, especially when I just understood the reason behind his actions. But everything was a first for me." At that moment, a thought flashed through Du Sujong's mind. It was curiosity, so once again she opened her mouth. Du Sujong said, "You can hold it again." "Oh!" Cha Seung-hyun smiled at that, then couldn't help but laugh louder. "Ha ha!" His laughter attracted the attention of a female student. "Oh, Cha Seung-hyun, so you're here? Who is the girl beside you?" The smile on Cha Seung-hyun's face remained the same. Only behind, his large hand was slowly holding Du Sujong's small hand, fingers intertwining one by one. Du Sujong's whole body stiffened, letting Cha Seung-hyun do whatever he wanted. From a fleeting choice in an instant, A real game with no instructions began. My friend Cha Seung-hyun opened his mouth to respond. These answers made Do Soo-jong unable to believe, and she looked at him, but indeed she had answered him like that earlier. Meanwhile, Cha Seung-hyun glanced at Do Soo-jong and suddenly added, "He said so." Do Soo-jong turned her face away. She said nothing, but her hand resisted. Cha Seung-hyun noticed quickly and withdrew his hand, then asked, "Right?" Without waiting for her reply, Cha Seung-hyun turned around and friendly introduced, "This is Ju-hyun, from the same club as me. And this is Do Soo-jong." The two greeted each other. "Hello," Do-hyun said. "Do Soo-jong will also visit our club booth, right? We've prepared this booth very hard, on Tuesday. He and I also met to discuss it." Cha Seung-hyun modestly replied, "Do-hyun is much more dedicated than me." But Ju-hyun said, "Since you're here anyway, just check it out." However, at this moment, Do Soo-jong just wanted to go home. She intended to refuse, saying, "I just conveniently gave him the AirPods." In the end, Do Soo-jong was unwilling but still dragged away by Ju-hyun. Her face darkened as she guessed, "Are these two secretly involved?" Seeing Do Soo-jong's helpless expression, Cha Seung-hyun laughed, "Ha ha." Then he tried to hold back, wondering, "Have I been a bit too much lately?" Looking at himself, he also felt that his words and actions lately were a bit over the top, but his expression was so interesting that he just wanted to tease more. Standing in front of a booth, Ju-hyun asked, "Has everyone heard the explanation about the club activities? Let's play a mini-game and get gifts, then go home." Do Soo-jong's face frowned. She glared at the person behind her. "My pain is Kwang's joy?" Really, Do Soo-jong extremely wanted to go home but was afraid people would think she was unfriendly, so she still endured and stayed. And even if she held his hand, nothing would change, she told herself. But behind, Cha Seung-hyun kept laughing. "Ah, Do Soo-jong is trying hard. Chi-a-chi-a." The more Do Soo-jong looked, the more she couldn't stand it. She turned decisively and said, "I'm leaving now." But Ju-hyun didn't allow it and pulled her arm, trying hard to hold her back. "Hey, Do Soo-jong, focus. The condition to join the game is to join the club, but I'll exempt you if you write a review nominating the game we prepared, which is the odd-even game. It's very simple. Just guess whether the number of marbles in the opponent's hand is odd or even. It's very simple. Just guess whether the number of marbles in the opponent's hand is even or odd. When someone guesses correctly, the game ends. Amakwa is a secret. Just like last year, it's AirPods." Hearing that, Do Soo-jong's ears immediately perked up. She decided, "I'll play." Ju-hyun happily said, "All right, now you choose an opponent from the members." "Hey, Do Soo-jong, Do Soo-jong." Seeing she wasn't focused, Ju-hyun kept calling her. But it seemed Do Soo-jong wasn't really listening because at that moment her eyes were filled with murderous intent directed at Cha Seung-hyun. After a while, Cha Seung-hyun and Do Soo-jong were led to a private room. Do Soo-jong really didn't understand why did they have to play in here. Cha Seung-hyun explained that it was too chaotic outside, and the other members still had to recruit others, so Do Soo-jong still didn't understand why it turned into playing with him again. Cha Seung-hyun smiled because you kept staring at me, so I thought you wanted to play with me. Do Soo-jong's amusing expression made Cha Seung-hyun want to laugh even more. After a moment, Cha Seung-hyun said, "It's a good thing. You don't know anyone else here besides me. I'm the easiest one to figure out." Do Soo-jong stared at him intently. "No, you're the most difficult one. So, you guess first." Do Soo-jong held her hand out in front of Cha Seung-hyun. Cha Seung-hyun laughed. "Haha, alright, why do you look so serious?" Do Soo-jong, he suddenly became serious, calling her by her full name. Then he guessed, odds. Do Soo-jong's head was buzzing, and she didn't reply. Cha Seung-hyun laughed again. "Haha, let me see." Do Soo-jong opened her hand to reveal 0 marbles. At the same time, Cha Seung-hyun's voice rang out, "The answer is evens." Do Soo-jong was a bit annoyed. "Is this guy messing with me? Fine, I'll do the exact same thing to him. Fluster him and then attack that weakness, right?" Thinking this, Do Soo-jong suddenly took on a dangerous air. "Hey, Cha Seung-hyun, odds?" Cha Seung-hyun smiled. "Should I tell you?" "Yeah," Do Soo-jong replied, a bit taken aback. "Why is he always so calm?" It's evens." Do Soo-jong changed her answer. Cha Seung-hyun stroked his chin, looking at her with amusement. "Yep, it's evens." Do Soo-jong couldn't believe it. "Really?" Cha Seung-hyun confirmed. "Yep." Do Soo-jong quickly changed her answer again. "It's odds." Just then, Cha Seung-hyun opened his hand, revealing 2 marbles. He said, "It seems we have a bit of a trust issue. I told you it was evens." Do Soo-jong's eyes widened. What is there to trust about him? Cha Seung-hyun sat up straight. He clasped his hands together and said, "Now it's my turn. Earlier, when you held my hand, how did you feel?" Perhaps the question was too sudden, causing Do Soo-jong to freeze for a moment. "Cha Seung-hyun, you always know that everything you say flusters other people, right? Are you trying to fluster me like this?" At that moment, Do Soo-jong's competitive nature took over. "But I have a general idea about this stuff, based on her novel writing experience and all the knowledge she had gathered." Do Soo-jong finally had an answer. Not daring to look Cha Seung-hyun in the eye, she said hesitantly, "I was nervous." Do Soo-jong thought to herself, "Even though this is my first time in a real situation, it should be fine, right?" Cha Seung-hyun was very amused, so honest. "You know how to say things like that too?" His gaze was fixed directly on Do Soo-jong. There they were again, his eyes as bright and almost blue as ever. slow and full of interest. I know you're always observing my reactions through those eyes and finding it amusing. All this time, at moments like this, I wonder if you feel like you have me wrapped around your finger. You always act as if you already know how I'll react to what you say. How annoying. I don't want to be the only one feeling this uncomfortable. So, you should react too. You too. Thinking this, Do Soo-jong spoke. Why, don't you like me being nervous in front of you? It's different from the answer you expected, isn't it? Cha Seung-hyun ruffled his hair. No, that's not it. Actually, my heart fluttered a bit. As he said this, for the first time, Cha Seung-hyun's face showed such a novel expression. Do Soo-jong couldn't believe it. It was only then that she truly felt that this exchange of words was happening so naturally, and that something had begun between the two of them. Then Cha Seung-hyun asked, "So, is the number of marbles evens?" Do Soo-jong was still in shock. How can he say something like that and then act like it's nothing? Cha Seung-hyun changed his answer. Haha, seeing your reaction. It must be odds. Open up. Do Soo-jong pulled her hand back. You don't trust my word either. Even so, she couldn't just ignore the hand-holding. Cha Seung-hyun reached out and pulled her hand back. She froze for a moment. She heard Cha Seung-hyun say, "You can't run away." As he spoke, he slowly pried open Do Soo-jong's fingers. Her mind went blank. He's acting so natural again. Why? Cha Seung-hyun suddenly asked. Does this make you nervous too? Annoyed at being teased, Do Soo-jong said, "Let go. I'll do it myself." Saying this, she awkwardly stood up and then opened her hand in front of Cha Seung-hyun. There were 5 marbles inside. She began to feel annoyed, but what she said was, "Aren't you happy? You won a prize." Cha Seung-hyun hummed thoughtfully. "Let's see. Do Soo-jong, you pick for me." Do Soo-jong was a little surprised, but she did as he asked. Cha Seung-hyun took the 2 amusement park tickets and said with a smile, "Ah, who should I go with?" Do Soo-jong said with a blank face, "They're yours, so do whatever you want." Cha Seung-hyun burst out laughing. "Do you really have to be so blunt? You said you were curious earlier." He paused, looked at Do Soo-jong, and said, "Go home and think about what my words mean." Do Soo-jong frowned, knowing she was being made fun of again. "Does he mean he wants to go with you?" Haiji asked in amazement. Wow, robot Do Soo-jong isn't so clueless anymore. So you figured it out? Do Soo-jong thought, it feels like he's overly confident, that his way will definitely work, so even if I know, I don't want to admit it. Yu Haiji suddenly got fired up. "Hey, Do Soo-jong, just trust him this one time. Honestly, you're curious too, aren't you?" Do Soo-jong knew very well that Haiji was just finding this entertaining. "So you're telling me to do it, right?" Yu Haiji looked a little sheepish. "Well, things have already gone this far and crossed a line. You guys even held hands." She put down Do Soo-jong's glass and said, "To be honest, he's so smooth it's a bit suspicious. But if it feels wrong, you can just stop immediately. Things always start out casually like this. It's called flirting, isn't it? Are you flirting with her?" That girl from the booth earlier, a male student, asked Cha Seung-hyun. Cha Seung-hyun just smiled without answering. Since he didn't deny it, his friends took the hint and started talking amongst themselves. "Hey, no way. You said this wasn't the time for you to be dating. Wow, people really can't leave him alone." Cha Seung-hyun didn't seem to mind their words. He stood up and said, "Haha, I'm going to get some fresh air." As soon as he left, the guys at the table started whispering. "Is that the guy?" "Yeah, the bastard who stole Jang Kyun's girlfriend." "Wow, he has such a handsome face too." "Actually, I don't really know the details, that's just the rumor. But where there's smoke, there's fire." Too many girls have been flocking to him from the very beginning. But to be honest, with a guy like him, you have to admit it. He's good looking and his family's rich. Have you seen that guy's car? Damn, if I were him, I wouldn't stop the girls from coming. I'd just enjoy it. You'd even stop the girls who want to leave. Haha. Anyway, that guy's got it made. Everyone falls for him. His life must be so interesting. Oh. Just then, Cha Seung-hyun received a text message. It was from Do Soo-jong. It said, "Okay, let's go. On that date. Welcome to ChatGPT. An opening greeting to answer Do Soo-jong's questions." Do Soo-jong asked, "Someone I have a bit of a crush on asked me to go to an amusement park." ChatGPT replied, "Oh, a date? Has it already progressed to that point?" Do Soo-jong said. "He acts so naturally that I don't even know how things turned out like this. I'm debating whether it's more advantageous to go or not." ChatGPT analyzed, "Depending on your perspective, both options have their pros and cons." Do Soo-jong pondered. Then, ChatGPT provided an answer. Reasons to go. 1. Relationship progression. Spending time together in an unfamiliar environment can help the two of you understand each other and become closer. Do Soo-jong commented, "This sounds a bit cliche." 2. It could be inspiring. If you're a romance novelist, an amusement park experience could be great source material. An unfamiliar place and a new captivating person would be the perfect combination for a new idea. Do Soo-jong was surprised. "Oh, that's right. An opportunity like this doesn't come along every day." Do Soo-jong started to get excited. At the thought of getting new material and spending money, ChatGPT continued its analysis. Reasons not to go. 1. The more skilled the other person is, the more cautious you should be. Do Soo-jong recalled Cha Seung-hyun's text, asking if she had thought it over carefully. "What does that mean?" ChatGPT said. "A smooth person can naturally lead. the relationship in the direction they desire, especially since an amusement park has an inherently romantic atmosphere, so it's easy for things to develop faster than anticipated. You must be cautious to determine if the person is serious or just playing games. Do Soo-jong thought of Cha Seung-hyun and had to admit it was true. Cha Seung-hyun was a very difficult person to read, but missing out on good source material would also be a huge waste. Because as the great minds have said, treat people as an end in themselves, not as a means to an end. Honestly, if I go, it could be fun, but I might also regret it. Do Soo-jong was still hesitant, so she asked again. How can I recognize the red flags? ChatGPT replied. 1. Naturally setting boundaries. Someone who just wants to have fun. Usually doesn't want to get overly intimate or will play push and pull if you bring up developing the relationship. Seriously, they can beat around the bush or back down. Trust your intuition. Sometimes that chill down your spine is an intuitive signal you can't ignore. Do Soo-jong's mind was spinning. This so-called crush was so complicated. This is so difficult. Recalling what Cha Seung-hyun had said, Do Soo-jong told herself, I'm just a little curious about something I don't know, so I'll agree just this one time, Cha Seung-hyun. And so, Do Soo-jong sent the message. Okay, let's go. On that date, after Cha Seung-hyun received the message, he was a little surprised. Oh, Cha Seung-hyun recalled the first snow of that year, which was also the first time he'd seen Do Soo-jong. This is more surprising than I thought, and then, the day of the date arrived. The day had just begun, and Do Soo-jong already had to squeeze through the crowded subway, so much so that she really just wanted to go home. She was screaming internally, please, just let me sit down. She glanced around. Was there any space left? Her gaze suddenly stopped. Who was that? Even though Do Soo-jong knew she didn't know the person, but her stare was so blatant that the person couldn't ignore it. After they looked at each other for a moment, Do Soo-jong blandly turned her head away. For some reason, the male student had taken off his headphones. He thought she looked somewhat familiar. Not long after, Cha Seung-hyun texted her, Where are you? Do Soo-jong glanced at the message, and just then, the subway announcement came on. For passengers heading to, please disembark at this station. So, Do Soo-jong followed the crowd off the train. She sent a text to Cha Seung-hyun. I just got off the train, and I'm heading for the exit. Where are you? Cha Seung-hyun replied, right near you. Do Soo-jong looked around, confused. Near me? Just then, someone approached from behind, and that teasing voice rang out. Not in front of you. Back here. Haha. Before Do Soo-jong could react, Cha Seung-hyun grabbed her hand and started pulling her away. Let's go. Do Soo-jong thought, ha, there he goes again. That confident move, so sure it'll work. Anyone else would probably be swooning right now, wouldn't they? But as they say, a skilled person can naturally take the lead in a relationship in the direction they want. But Do Soo-jong didn't want to be led around like that. She suddenly became guarded and coldly pulled her hand away. Why are you holding my hand? It's burning up. Cha Seung-hyun looked at her contemplatively. Is that so? What a shame. He kept walking ahead, smiling as he said, guess I should have picked a colder day. Do Soo-jong stayed put behind him and didn't follow. She was determined that before she got swept up in his pace, she would at least do one thing she wanted. So, she pointed in one direction and voiced her thoughts. Can we try that? Cha Seung-hyun quickly agreed. Sure, to be honest, I've never tried it either. Do Soo-jong didn't believe him. Never? You? That sounded like a total lie. Before the date, Do Soo-jong had made a list. A to-do list to get material for her story. The first item was, go on a date wearing school uniforms. Next was, go into a haunted house. And the last item was watch fireworks together. Do Soo-jong closed her eyes to steel herself. No matter what, this was a good deal for her. If she experienced these three things, she could definitely use them for her writing at some point. It had been a while since she'd gone out, so Do Soo-jong wanted to make the most of it. However, she hadn't anticipated that he had such a refined and meticulous sense of style, even when just picking an outfit. He tried on one outfit after another, even asking her, didn't the last one I tried on fit better? Do Soo-jong sat there blankly, wondering what the difference was. He looked good in everything, though she was annoyed on the inside. She still said something nice. Nearby, another couple was also choosing outfits, and the guy was in the exact same boat as Do Soo-jong. The guy was whining, babe, please just pick one. It's been an hour. Meanwhile, Cha Seung-hyun said, I think if the pant legs were 2 centimeters wider, it would be perfect. Let me try on one more. Do Soo-jong struggled to remain calm. This guy. Do Soo-jong's gaze wandered around and landed on 2 skirts on a rack. She walked over and picked them up. She thought to herself, either one looks fine to me. Just then, Cha Seung-hyun appeared behind her, pointed to one of the skirts, and said, this one is nicer. You're finished choosing? Do Soo-jong asked, surprised. Cha Seung-hyun said, yeah, as his eyes drifted forward again. He started gossiping. I heard those two met at a club. Do Soo-jong played along? Oh, that couple? Cha Seung-hyun continued, yep. They supposedly have a shared interest in fashion too. Do Soo-jong just went, oh. Suddenly, Cha Seung-hyun laughed. Haha, don't you think people like that are hilarious? Do Soo-jong looked at him, confused. What? Cha Seung-hyun said, everyone claims they're just hanging out because of a shared hobby, but their real motive is so obvious. He then pointed to each person as he spoke. That guy clearly doesn't care about fashion, and the other one keeps trying to force the conversation onto one specific topic. Do Soo-jong's face fell. Seriously, she thought, recalling their own group date. Ours was exactly the same. If anything, you were even more obvious. But Cha Seung-hyun continued speaking. So from your point of view, it must all seem hilarious, right? The blind date and me. With that one sentence, Cha Seung-hyun had completely read her mind. She couldn't look him in the eye. What was that just now? She thought. She said out loud, "You really like observing people, don't you?" "So what?" Cha Seung-hyun said bluntly. "You observe people too, Do Soo-jong." He had called her out. Do Soo-jong's eyes widened. "Huh?" Cha Seung-hyun laughed again. "Haha, must be an occupational hazard. Huh?" He paused, then pointed to the side. "Hey, the fitting room's free. Go on." Do Soo-jong shot him a glare. Do Soo-jong reluctantly took the skirt into the fitting room. Standing inside, she suddenly realized, that's right. Maybe it is an occupational hazard. Or perhaps it's a habit I developed from trying to hide my social awkwardness by imitating how other people act. It was definitely the same on that day. It's true, I was observing everyone that day. And honestly, I was judging them too. That's why no matter how hard they tried to act natural, I could see right through it. And he was observing everyone too, just like I was. The only difference is that he seemed to find it amusing. I don't think he was faking his laughter to hide anything, and I don't think he knew that I'd realized. A moment later, there was a sound from the fitting room. Cha Seung-hyun turned his head and asked, "Are you finished changing?" Do Soo-jong emerged, looking a little shy. "Yeah." For some reason, Do Soo-jong felt as if her weakness had just been exposed. So, she looked at Cha Seung-hyun guardedly. Cha Seung-hyun stood up, teasing, "How can I get a good look if you keep backing up?" "Haha." Do Soo-jong, feigning nonchalance, said, "The waist seems a bit big." Cha Seung-hyun asked, "Doesn't this skirt have a size adjuster on the side?" Do Soo-jong nodded. "Yeah, but I'm not sure if it's pulled all the way." "Let me see." Cha Seung-hyun stepped closer to inspect it. "You can still tighten it more." Do Soo-jong didn't know how. Do Soo-jong fumbled with the skirt but couldn't seem to get it. "Is it like this?" "No, like this," Cha Seung-hyun said as his hand touched her hip to adjust the skirt. Do Soo-jong's entire body went rigid, letting him fix it. As she stood there tensely, he suddenly looked up. "What's wrong? Startled you?" he said. "So cute, haha." Do Soo-jong frowned in genuine annoyance. "You knew I'd be startled if you did that." Do Soo-jong was clearly uncomfortable and put her hand over his to stop him. "Of course I'd be startled when you do that. So, back off," she resolved internally. "I won't give him the reaction he wants. He can't get a read on me. I refuse to be figured out." "So," she spoke again. Do Soo-jong's tone grew harsher. "Stay 5 meters away from me. Didn't you hear me?" He looked directly into her eyes and said slowly, "But I don't want to." His words made Do Soo-jong freeze, unsure how to react. She couldn't tell if it was fear, embarrassment, or just nervous tension. But just as Cha Seung-hyun started to create some distance between them, he suddenly stopped. He looked down at her and said, "My sleeve is stuck on the clasp." Do Soo-jong snapped back to reality. "Don't move, I'll get it myself." Cha Seung-hyun obediently raised his other arm in surrender. Okay. Meanwhile, Do Soo-jong fumbled with it. "It's really stuck tight. It probably got caught when I pushed your arm away." After she finished, "It's free now." Do Soo-jong didn't hesitate, wanting to leave immediately. Inside, she was panicking. I didn't seem flustered, right? But before she could leave the fitting room, a large hand belonging to Seung-hyun shot out and pulled her back by her slim waist. "Where do you think you're going?" Later, they both came out. Cha Seung-hyun held up a tie in front of Do Soo-jong to see how it looked. "Gotta pick a tie too. This one is the best." Do Soo-jong glanced at him. Isn't this a little too much like a matching couples item?" It was obviously meant for student couples. Cha Seung-hyun just laughed loudly. "And what's wrong with that?" They both looked in the mirror. Cha Seung-hyun said, "They probably go to the same school and started dating, just like us, haha." Do Soo-jong felt uncomfortable. There he goes again, she thought. She said, "If we're done choosing, let's go." She reminded herself. "I absolutely must not let my guard down today." But when they stepped outside, the sky had opened up into a downpour. Cha Seung-hyun was stunned. The forecast didn't say it would rain today, did it? Do Soo-jong couldn't believe it either. For real? Seeing everyone rushing for cover, it suddenly dawned on her. The first thing on the to-do list was already a total bust. Do Soo-jong looked crestfallen. "At this rate, all the effort I put into preparing will be for nothing, won't it?" She had indeed prepared 2 goals. One was to be wary of Cha Seung-hyun, and 2 was to patiently endure the crowd. Do Soo-jong laughed helplessly. Ha ha ha. Beside her, Cha Seung-hyun glanced over at her, seemingly lost in thought. Not far away, a couple was arguing intensely. The girl complained, "Why didn't you check the weather before we left? Indoor games are no fun," the boy explained. "How was I supposed to prepare for a sudden shower?" Do Soo-jong glanced over sympathetically. "Looks like everyone's in the same boat. I'm getting bummed out too." While Do Soo-jong was spacing out, an animal-shaped raincoat was draped over her. Cha Seung-hyun buttoned it for her and asked with a smile, "Are you a kitten or a puppy?" Haha. Do Soo-jong was baffled. "What the heck are you doing?" Cha Seung-hyun said, "It's a waste of time, standing around here. Why don't we put on these raincoats and go play one more ride outside?" Do Soo-jong looked up at him in confusion. "You want to go outside now? We'll get wet." Don't you hate ruining your image? The guy who takes 30 minutes just to pick out pants. Do Soo-jong couldn't hide her surprise. Cha Seung-hyun started walking ahead and said, You don't like it? Do Soo-jong quickly explained, No, that's not it. This is a great deal for me. At the same time, Cha Seung-hyun had already gotten far ahead of her. He even waved, urging, Hurry up, puppy. Do Soo-jong was a little embarrassed. Cha Seung-hyun, can't you be quiet for a bit? Do Soo-jong said as she ran through the rain. When she was standing behind Cha Seung-hyun, she wondered, How come only you get to wear the nice clothes, while you just give me this? He smiled proudly and said, Do I look really good right now? Do Soo-jong was confused. What are you talking about? Cha Seung-hyun said again. Me, Cha Seung-hyun, haha, Do Soo-jong explained. No, I'm talking about the raincoat. Suddenly, Cha Seung-hyun held out his hand, smiled, and said, Give me the backpack, I'll carry it for you. Do Soo-jong refused. It's not that heavy. The two of them continued forward. Do Soo-jong looked behind her as she walked. Because it was so crowded, everything was chaotic. Do Soo-jong felt it was ridiculous how she was going against the crowd with Cha Seung-hyun. So was the person who was different from everyone else, the one who encouraged her to act that way. But for some reason, she didn't hate this situation. Do Soo-jong looked at Cha Seung-hyun's back in front of her. She thought everyone was rushing to get out of the rain. At this rate, they would surely get separated. So, for some reason, Do Soo-jong reached out her hand as if to grab Cha Seung-hyun's, but just as she was about to touch it, Cha Seung-hyun suddenly turned his head. How is it? Doesn't this feel novel? Seeing Do Soo-jong suddenly standing there awkwardly, so Cha Seung-hyun asked again, What's wrong? Do Soo-jong's eyes widened, still unable to believe what she was just about to do. I did it unconsciously. It's nothing, she quickly replied. Cha Seung-hyun laughed and said, You have to write about things like this to make it interesting. That's how you get more readers. Isn't a date in the rain really romantic? Haha, Do Soo-jong was a little surprised. Asterisk. He knows the reason I came here, huh? He's so sharp. Asterisk. She followed Cha Seung-hyun and said, No, it's just too crowded. I'm afraid of getting lost. Cha Seung-hyun casually replied, Then just get lost with me here all day. Our Do Soo-jong, what are you most curious about? Hearing him ask, Do Soo-jong suddenly remembered her to-do list. Asterisk. Activity number 2 on the list. It might be possible, right? Asterisk. Just like that, the two of them arrived at the ticket counter, but the staff member announced, Oh, this is tricky. There's only one ticket left for the haunted house. Jong asked, We came together. Is there any other way? The staff member said. I'll go check and get back to you. Do. Soo-jong looked worriedly at Cha Seung-hyun. Asterisk. What if it doesn't work out? Asterisk. Cha Seung-hyun casually tried to persuade her. Let's try telling them we'll stick together like glue. Hearing this, Do Soo-jong froze for a second. Then, she glared at Cha Seung-hyun. Asterisk. How can he say such cringy things so casually? Asterisk. Just as she was thinking that, the staff member announced, You two are the last ones allowed in. Please enter. It's quite dark inside, so be careful. Do Soo-jong quickly moved forward to walk behind Cha Seung-hyun. Seeing her stiff movements, he smirked as they stepped into the haunted house. The atmosphere began to grow gloomy. Up ahead, a couple's girlfriend screamed in fear and lunged to hug her boyfriend. Meanwhile, behind them, Do Soo-jong tried to keep her distance from Cha Seung-hyun as she walked forward stiffly. Cha Seung-hyun glanced over and teased, You're scared too, huh? Do Soo-jong answered honestly, Yes, hearing everyone scream is making me tremble. Cha Seung-hyun said, Oh really? So even though you know it's just because other people are scared, you're still scared? Do. Soo-jong didn't reply and kept walking forward. She thought, Asterisk. I think he asked that because he knows I'm anxious and wary of him, doesn't he? Asterisk. In the middle of her thoughts, Do Soo-jong accidentally stepped on a hand. Terrified, she lost her balance and fell completely to one side. But afraid of bumping into Cha Seung-hyun, she fell back in the opposite direction. Seeing this from behind, Cha Seung-hyun burst out laughing. He teased her, Ha ha, so you really are scared. Do Soo-jong was uncomfortable but still had to admit it. I already told you I was scared. Suddenly, Cha Seung-hyun reached his hand toward Do Soo-jong's hair. I thought you weren't scared of ghosts, but of me. As he spoke, he gently tucked back some of Do Soo-jong's stray hairs. This made her jump in an instant. She quickly darted forward, panickedly explaining, Why would I be scared of you? However, she felt endlessly uneasy inside. Asterisk, this won't do. Asterisk. Then Cha Seung-hyun asked again, So, what do you think? Do Soo-jong puffed her cheeks. Asterisk. It can't go on like this. He's trying to vaguely probe my feelings again. Asterisk. She remembered last night's advice from ChatGPT. You have to act carefully to see if the person is sincere or just playing around. If someone just wants to play around, they won't get closer beyond a certain point or will easily play push and pull. When it comes to moving toward a serious relationship, they'll change the subject or withdraw. Do Soo-jong made up her mind. Asterisk. In that case, I might as well try to probe him too, even though I have no idea how. Asterisk. Thus, an emergency meeting erupted in her head titled, How to Probe If Someone is Sincere. Do Soo-jong's personas debated animatedly. When it came to doing these things skillfully, Do Soo-jong was still far too inexperienced. If they couldn't come up with an answer, she'd just have to trust her intuition and risk it. Asterisk. Wait, what's the big deal anyway? Asterisk. Immediately after, Do Soo-jong's troublesome persona slyly pressed the Ask Directly button. This decided her next course of action. After all, this was Do Soo-jong's style to begin with. Yes, and so, Do Soo-jong asked bluntly, "Why do you keep saying such misleading things? I thought that from now on, you would treat me more seriously. Isn't that right?" Halfway through her words, Do Soo-jong lost her confidence. She didn't dare to look Cha Seung-hyun in the eye, wondering, asterisk, was I too blunt? Asterisk. While she was extremely tense, the person across from her suddenly burst out laughing. Haha, misleading? What do you mean by treat you seriously? Cha Seung-hyun leaned down to look straight into Do Soo-jong's eyes, making her lean back awkwardly. Her whole body tensed up. Asterisk. I don't know, I haven't even thought about that. Asterisk. Cha Seung-hyun asked again. What is it that you want? Ha. Do Soo-jong wondered. Asterisk. What do I want? Asterisk. As for that, she hesitated before saying, I just want. I hope that you're wavering just like I am. Do Soo-jong bit her lip and spoke her thoughts. She decided to take another gamble. I want you to be bothered by this, just like I am. She lifted her head and said it loud and clear, but in reality, from head to toe, she was tense and trembling uncontrollably. You have to be worried all day. You have to be tense because of me, just like I am. To protect herself from the mysterious land of ambiguity, she needed to know Cha Seung-hyun's true feelings. Cha Seung-hyun, Do Soo-jong said, so bluntly, but Cha Seung-hyun's silence only made it harder for her to breathe. Asterisk. Why is he so quiet? It's too dark, I can't see his expression. Asterisk. Do Soo-jong decisively stepped forward, getting a little closer. Asterisk. But, although the chances are slim, if he is being sincere, what should I do afterward? Asterisk. As their shoes touched, Do Soo-jong finally saw Seung's somewhat evasive eyes. Asterisk Hyun. It seems like he's wavering. Asterisk. That was the sound of a heartbeat, the sound of two people. A theory in her head started to make sense. Cha Seung-hyun suddenly spoke. What are you talking about? I'm already doing that right now, with you. She got the answer she had hoped for. But it seemed Do Soo-jong couldn't quite react in time. Asterisk. It's a very strange feeling I've never experienced before. Asterisk. Asterisk. I'm doomed. What do I do now? From this point on, I have no idea what to do next. Asterisk. While she was still dazed, Seung Hyun stepped in front of her. You're not the only one trembling in here. To be honest, I'm scared too. I'm not teasing you because you're scared. We promise not to go overboard with the teasing anymore. After that, Cha Seung-hyun walked past Do Soo-jong, speaking slowly. Do Soo-jong just stood there. She spoke, You still remember our promise, huh? Cha Seung-hyun replied, Of course. Do Soo-jong was genuinely suspicious. Asterisk. Did he misunderstand me, or is he pretending not to know? Asterisk. On her end, after a moment of not seeing anything, Cha Seung-hyun say anything. Do Soo-jong blurted out, What's wrong? Cha Seung-hyun smiled, It's nothing. I found the clue. Let's go outside. After they got outside, the sky was much clearer, and there was even some faint sunlight. Cha Seung-hyun said cheerfully, Good thing the rain stopped, right? Since we're taking off our raincoats, let's take a picture. Do Soo-jong, walking beside him, looked completely drained. Asterisk. I feel so tired after saying all that. Asterisk. Cha Seung-hyun did as he wanted. He took out his phone, snapped a few pictures, and then laughed. Why do you always get so stiff whenever we take a picture? Haha. Do Soo-jong didn't reply. Her body tensed to its limit. Asterisk. Being an extrovert is really hard. Asterisk. A moment later, Cha Seung-hyun suggested, Is it okay if I post this to my story? Do Soo-jong didn't refuse, just grunting in agreement. The two found a place to rest and buy some drinks. Cha Seung-hyun suddenly asked, Why don't you use Instagram? Do Soo-jong replied, I tried making one, but it wasn't for me, so I deleted it. Cha Seung-hyun hummed, and then he heard her add miserably, but everyone keeps asking, so I feel like I need one again. Asterisk. Sigh asterisk. Cha Seung-hyun laughed. So you feel like you need one now? Well, since we're talking about it, go ahead and set one up now. Very soon after, Do Soo-jong had created a new Instagram account. Cha Seung-hyun said smugly, I'm your very first follower. What an honor. He paused for a moment, then said, I need to take this call. Feel free to browse around. Haha. With that, he walked away, leaving Do Soo-jong to frown at her phone. She didn't get it. He always deliberately does things to annoy people just to get them to talk, as if I'm supposed to be naturally curious about him. But Do Soo-jong didn't know that the moment she felt curious, a new chapter had begun. She looked at Cha Seung-hyun's profile picture. As her finger was about to tap it, her eyes widened. Why is his profile picture border green? Suddenly, Cha Seung-hyun's voice rang out, Do Soo-jong, let's go now. Hearing him call her name, Do Soo-jong jumped. She instinctively hid her phone behind her back and looked at him nervously. Cha Seung-hyun looked puzzled. Why are you staring like that? Do Soo-jong lied, just checking a message. A while later, in the thrill ride section, the two were settled in their roller coaster seats. The higher the coaster climbed, the more terrified Do Soo-jong became. She grumbled, You said you weren't scared, you liar. How much higher is this thing going? Beside her, Cha Seung-hyun laughed in amusement. I figured you'd be fine since you handled the haunted house. It's fun, Cha Seung-hyun cheerfully suggested, looking down below. Open your eyes, Do Soo-jong. Look down below. It's beautiful. Do Soo-jong's face was pale as she squeezed her eyes shut in terror. No, 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 Cha Seung-hyun encouraged her. Trust me this time. Do Soo-jong pursed her lips. How can I possibly trust you? Cha Seung-hyun said again, just let yourself be tricked and trust me one more time. Hearing that, Do Soo-jong thought to herself, he's always the one to initiate things, only to back off. I was a fool to think I'd ever get anything out of him. Cha Seung-hyun, Do Soo-jong called out seriously. Cha Seung-hyun tilted his head to look at her as Do Soo-jong opened her eyes. As the coaster hovered at the peak of the track, she warned, if you're lying, you're dead to me. I'm not lying, Cha Seung-hyun asserted. Do Soo-jong's eyes widened as she gazed at the picturesque view below. Cha Seung-hyun's low, pleasant voice sounded in her ear. See? I told you it was beautiful. Do Soo-jong's gaze shifted to look at him. Just then, the roller coaster suddenly plunged, sending them hurtling down at a dizzying speed. Behind them, people screamed in terror. Ah! But Cha Seung-hyun, in the front seat, was laughing with delight and even asked, fun, right? Later, the two of them moved on to another section of the park. They also made a lot of small talk. Do Soo-jong asked with a deadpan expression, oh, so you like the cute type, huh? Cha Seung-hyun hummed, What about you? Do Soo-jong didn't reply, thinking to herself, no. He's on a date with me, yet he says he likes a completely opposite type? Is this some kind of technique? With that thought, she said, slightly irritated, well, I like the rapper type, you know, with super baggy pants and covered in tattoos. Cha Seung-hyun looked a bit skeptical. Really? On their way, the more Do Soo-jong thought, the more uneasy she felt. This is getting out of hand. Because I let my guard down, we're getting close faster than I expected, but I still don't really know him at all. The two went on to play many more games. It was so fun, so exciting. My feelings are soaring uncontrollably. If this is what love feels like, maybe it's worth being tricked just once. Do Soo-jong genuinely thought that, right up until they were on the hot air balloon ride. Do Soo-jong was still excited, standing up to gaze at the sky. She said, so you weren't lying when you said this would be fun. Hearing that, Cha Seung-hyun laughed. Looks like you had fun too. Do Soo-jong didn't want to admit it. A little. Cha Seung-hyun asked, just a little? Me too. If you had bailed on me back there, I would have really regretted it. He added suddenly. Do Soo-jong was surprised. Going somewhere? Are you planning to go away? Cha Seung-hyun replied. Actually, for my major's internship, I have to be on a ship for about 4 months. I leave in 10 days. Do Soo-jong asked again, on a ship for 4 whole months? Yeah, Cha Seung-hyun replied. So I've been busy preparing for it these days. Oh, Do Soo-jong said, understanding now. That's why, she recalled. He was telling the truth when he'd said he didn't check his phone much at night. Cha Seung-hyun continued. I was going to save these park tickets for later, but when you said you wanted to come, how could I say no? Do Soo-jong's expression froze. Seriously. She turned her head away. So we won't be seeing each other for a while. She felt a strange pang in her heart. What is this feeling? From the very beginning. There was never enough time to figure out these feelings, and now, just as I was starting to open up a bit, Cha Seung-hyun looked a bit guilty. I should have told you sooner. Sorry. Do Soo-jong's eyes widened. Why is he being so serious all of a sudden? She replied, it's no big deal. Besides, you knew I wrote novels before, but you still pretended. Not to know, just to tease me. You were making fun of what I wrote, weren't you? Do Soo-jong suddenly realized she had let it slip. She quickly covered her mouth, leaving Cha Seung-hyun looking baffled. What is it? I don't do that anymore. Do Soo-jong was surprised. You don't? Cha Seung-hyun said, you told me you didn't like it. Do Soo-jong stared at him in silence for a moment, then said, okay then. Cha Seung-hyun glanced at her. He suddenly held out his hand, offering, if you're feeling regretful, I can hold your hand, you know. Do Soo-jong looked at his hand. Why? Was it a premonition that if she got entangled with him, she wouldn't be able to get out?